Hello, all. So let's talk about why we would journal. I mean, you hear people do it all the time, but some people are like, "Why even bother?" It's like a dear diary of your teenage years. But if you remember, that was a pretty big deal as a teenager to be able to express yourself in a secret place that no one knew about, and you could be yourself. You could be honest, and you could be mean, and there's a lot of things behind it. For me personally, I carry a lot of guilt. I have done it my whole life. I feel like everything is my fault. I feel like I bring on bad things. That's been my mojo for a long time. So for me to be able to express all of that in writing and put it away and give it away, it has always been a place of peace for me, a place I can go and forgive myself and kind of put some perspective on it. But research shows that it reduces stress, and God knows we all need that, right? Um, Actually, it improves immune function. So if you think about that, I mean, there's so many ailments with the body that happen, and people don't know why it's happening or what's going on with it, or and doctors will blow you off sometimes, not all of them, but those that don't want to take the time. But when the immune system is compromised, there are so many complications to the body. So if you can figure out ways to actually self-heal, that's a pretty fab thing. It helps memory function, and I'm sure I don't know of anyone in my circle that doesn't have someone that's been affected by dementia or Alzheimer's. So obviously, we play games that sharpen the memory skills, and we read, but to know that you could actually write your truth and have that help your memory function, that's pretty cool too. It strengthens emotional function. So I woke up this morning completely anxiety ridden, and I realized that I was going to go through my day feeling like that today, unless I did something about it. So I just wrote it all down, and it doesn't make any sense to anybody but me. If someone should just pick it up, they'd be like, that girl's crazy. But for me, it worked, and it really calmed me down. And, it took me about 5 minutes, and I just got it out. And it was better than meditation this morning. So it boosts your mood. Like I said, I could have walked around the day today and been and tense and freaked out, and instead I was happy and serene for the most part, giggly, and enjoyed every moment of my day. It opens up your creative side. So if you're like, well, yeah, I'm not creative, we're creative in so many ways, whether it's cooking or how we engage with a friend, or there's creativity is creative, so it's everything. You think about it, it's so much, and it allows me artistically to be able to paint or come up with ideas, or maybe I want a new tattoo, how would that look, and just drawing in the journal itself. Sometimes I close my eyes in a journal and I just draw scribblies, and then what comes out of it is so beautiful. So yeah, very creative. Just get your inner child going on. It helps you to set goals. So sometimes you don't have a place, or you're not comfortable expressing something that you really want in your life, and you could do it in this book, in this special book, and let it be your voice to you, going, oh, you know what, this is what I want. I want Cinderella shoes this year for Christmas. I want a great job. I want to be happy. I want to forgive. Whatever it is, you can put it in there. You can set those goals, and no one has to know you set them, but you've written them down, and you've something pen to paper makes it seem a little bit more real. It improves your ability to let go. For many of us, past pains and past memories and circumstances with people that were close to us broke us down a little bit, and we either carry anger or sadness about it, and to be able to express that in writing and then just let it go, don't think about it anymore, It's a pretty groovy way to get through something without having to deal with that person or that pain directly. So, what type of journal should you get, right? Okay, so my big thing is after the first year that I started journaling, I would never buy myself another one again. I made sure that someone always bought me one as a gift, and it has always stayed that way. It's a big thing for me to have one as a gift, and that's how I go about it. I also started journaling with a book by Kate Spencer called 12 Lessons, and it was guided, and it was a corny kind of book about women and their problems and how she spent a year trying to improve herself. But then the supplemental guide is 12 Lessons, the journal, and you journal about one thing each month, and you use her book. You can find it on Amazon, but I've referred it to a lot of people, and it was pretty cathartic for me. It was pretty amazing, the transformation that year that came from me being able to express myself and forgive others through this journal and take responsibility. So the guided way was really cool. Gratitude journals, they work, I mean, we talked about this, I think, before, that, if you are grateful for things, things come back to you. So that's a good idea. Sometimes just having a blank journal, and that's what I'm working with right now, allows me to do whatever I want, but I encourage you to do something special. I bought my son's girlfriend one for Christmas this year that was beautifully leather bound and hand embossed, and so you have something special to hold on to. Prayer journals, if you're into prayer, you can start your day with a prayer every day and then move through that in writing after you do that. There's 3-minute morning journals, and most of these can be found on Amazon. So if you are limited in time and you're like, okay, this is gonna be 3 minutes and then I'm one and done, mindfulness journals. So a little bit more yoga and Zen based, and a little bit more meditative, but they guide you that direction. I mentioned last week keeping a small carry-on one with you in your purse, and that could be your only journal. But when something inspires you, whether it's the color of the sky or whatever it is, write it down. Oh my God, the sky was beautiful today, or I saw a rainbow. That's journaling. That's just putting pen to paper and creating an emotion or evoking something within your heart and spirit. The last one I found, which correlates with everything we talked about last month, and I have ordered it, and I've ordered it for several friends, is Zen as Fuck. And it was the mindful art of not giving a shit. And I am really curious to see what this journal is about. I think that'll be pretty cool. So keeping that in mind, this one, okay, can you see it? I share with everybody, and it guides you through gratitude every single day, and it's basically the same exercise every single day. So if you're a creature of habit, I highly recommend this one. I have a girlfriend that only uses this one, and she's on her 2nd year of using this one. If you are like, nah, it's not for me, I need to do something a little bit more lighthearted, this, okay, by Carrie Smith, is fabulous. And it's an exercise a day, and sometimes you just have to open up a page and it says, scribble all over this page and then tear it out and throw it out. And so they're just exercises in mindful behavior, and some of them make you laugh, but it's a ton of fun, okay? And if you have kiddos, great one, okay? So how do you start? Start small, don't put any pressure on yourself, 3 words. So I'm gonna give you some of these things. Don't stress about how you do it. There's no wrong and right, but let's say start your day with 3 things you wanna work on that day. Or 3 words that inspire you that day. 3 things you like about yourself. 3 goals. 3 things you love. Could be sunsets, could be mac and cheese, could be wine. I would make my list just about every day. Think about your upcoming day and write down 3 things you're, totally excited about. It could be that I'm excited to walk my dog. I'm excited to cuddle with my cat before I go to work. Simple, simple, simple. This is not deep work. This is just you expressing yourself and training yourself to think in terms of looking outside at how groovy your life can be, and how, even if you're in a painful situation, how great it feels to release it. I mean, some days we start the day shitty, and to know that you can just write down, feel like shit, don't want to get out of bed, but I'm going to, or but I have to. 3 things, boom, done, right? Did you dream the night before? I dream quite vividly, and sometimes, like I said earlier in this conversation, they're a little weird, and they kind of mess with me the next day. So if I can write those down the minute I get up, whether they make no sense at all, it makes me feel a whole lot better about my day. It takes it out of the equation. And then, believe it or not, sometimes I can look back and read on it and understand exactly why that dream was coming to me, why it was making sense. My dream last night involved a lot of hills and a lot of stairs and babies pooping on me, which really kind of makes me feel like I've got some trials ahead of me to get where I need to go. It's gonna be a little rough road for a while, but I think it was my subconscious kind of warning me that that's how it was gonna be. But it is fun to just allow your subconscious to travel like that and just get it out. Be you. So try. All right. So I want you to try this week. Just start small. And if you're like 3 words or 3 things are too much, then start with 1. Or write down whatever color is evoked in the morning in your mind, or God knows we all have that song that is stuck in our head. And sometimes it's first thing in the morning. I had the Sesame Street theme a couple days ago, and I had to write some of the words down in my journal because it had to get out of my head. I mean, truly out of my head. Sometimes I'll get Shania Twain in my head, and she's a lovely lady, but I am not a country person. So when that gets stuck in my head, or Rihanna's SOS, drives me crazy. If it's in there, I've got to get it out. I'll write SOS 100 times in my journal and hope and pray to the powers that be that song is out of my head. So anyway, that's where we're going to leave it this week. We'll talk more about this next week and some other opportunities in journaling and what it actually can mean to you. But let's keep it simple. That's your goal. Looking forward to sharing with you again, and you can reach out to me at any time if you have questions or if you want to elaborate on any of your personal stories. All right? Have a super week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.